look frozen. Oh, here we go. Welcome to UCB. Uh, uh, Big Nick Energy.
Oh,
My man Waner in the building.
it's good. It's good. It's good.
What's good? You know I had to start like this because
Listen, I'm an avid Nick hater, as everybody knows on the socials, avid.
this is
But like I
crazy.
was, listen, last series I was actively rooting against Boston because fuck Boston. So it was good. It was on the same side.
Fuck boy.
Now,
Now,
back fuck you guys. I don't give a fuck.
damn, why, why,
Everybody
why you
lose.
don't love us?
Everybody lose.
Why you
I
don't love
listen.
us?
I'm a Lakers guy, man.
Oh God, I feel for you, man.
It could be worse. I
It's
could be the
time for
Lakers fan.
LeBron to go.
I'm not. I hate LeBron James.
Ah,
Been a tough. What 6 years he's been on the Lakers? Tough.
it's
I
been
hate
it's
LeBron
been
James.
tough. It's time.
You
It's
got
time.
Luca though.
Hmm?
You got Luca.
You got Luca. So
You look a little slimmer, so it's same but different.
New York energy is proud and loud.
This I
Everybody's
like it.
outside.
It's fun when the Knicks are good. I'll say that.
It is fun
When
when
the,
the
when
Knicks
the
are
Knicks
good.
are good, it's fun.
We are as delusional as Cowboy fans.
I heard somebody say that, and that was disrespectful. I'm gonna tell you why it's disrespectful
Why?
because I've seen three of my Super Bowls,
Mmm.
and I'm 40.
Good
I'm,
comeback.
mm,
Good comeback.
it don't feel the same to me.
I haven't seen a motherfucking thing.
No. Was it 78 or 76, something like that?
Yeah, they did it. I think they did it the year I was born, but prior to my birth, because I was born in
Yeah.
September. So yeah, I missed
So
the whole thing.
everybody's favorite Knicks team never been to the finals. It's cool.
Oh damn. Listen, I love you guys. Patrick Ewing, John Starks, we love you.
Bigger roll Pat.
Finger here's my only issue because there are fans, which by definition are delusional,
Obviously.
and
I'm
then there are
Cowboy fan.
realists. I'm a realist,
Yeah.
but I love to play in my delusion.
I,
But my issue is with these new people. When did SMD become the chant to go to for Knicks fans and New Yorkers?
I tell you something funny. That's a crazy thing to chant, but like it's not something out vernacular things to say. I couldn't imagine chanting it though.
Yeah, Knicks in sick.
I,
Suck one.
I tell you what's worse.
What?
You ever heard LSU's Tiger Fight song?
No.
Ooh, that's a fun Google.
Okay.
Google that.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
it's called Tiger Neck. Got a whole band.
And that,
Suck my tiger. It gets crazy at LSU.
and I be hearing them singing, but I don't have no clue.
Whole bunch of 19. Suck my. Yep.
Tiger neck? Oh, I got the.
No, I said neck. That's not what they said.
Oh, okay. Oh, oh,
That's not what they said.
oh,
It's
oh,
called the next song. They're not saying that.
oh. I'm gonna Google that. I'm
Google
gonna
that.
Google that when I'm done. So let's
Google
get
that.
into it.
All
Ryan
right.
Clark,
Yeah, man.
RG3.
RG3.
What you think?
I I tell people the haircut makes a difference, and you go by the haircut test. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know about everything. I'm gonna tell you what side you're supposed to be on is based off the haircuts. It was.
Duly noted.
Let me hear your thoughts on it. I'll mention your thoughts because
I,
my situation's a little bit different. How I'm approach these things.
I look at it and I say, all right, he said what he said, talking about RG3,
Yeah,
and his wife was there. I
yeah,
didn't feel like she played a role in the video. She was just there.
yeah. She co-hosted. Yeah,
She was co-hosting, but it wasn't like when he was making the comments, she was like, yeah,
right.
they're not as good as us.
Yeah,
I think at times, Ryan gets in his own way. I think he reached on this. I
he
think,
did. And so it's so like I listen to all the way through. RG3 is a clickbait dude, right? So you know
yes.
where he's going with that. So I wouldn't even respond to that if I'm RG3, if I'm Ryan Clark, right? Because you know he's doing it for the
Mm,
clicks. That's his role. It's
mm,
like, oh, I'm just trying to have conversation. It's for clicks,
true,
right?
true.
And like to your point, he could have made the same points without mentioning his wife,
Right. There was
right?
no need. I
No
didn't
need
see
for
any
it.
need to mention her.
Yeah, no need. And that's where you overstep. Now he didn't say anything bad about his wife, but the fact that he mentioned her at all was unnecessary. You know?
I agree.
But in the bigger issue, he's not wrong in terms of how RG3 approaches these things and black women
Overall,
and
yes,
how he speaks about white women. You
yes.
how he feels his attachment to that makes him a better person. So
Yeah,
that's
it's like you can't speak to, oh, okay, because he's married to a white woman, he's removed from the black woman conversation. Because now
yeah,
you're canceling it out. Black mother,
yeah,
black aunts, black
yep,
nieces, black
yep.
daughters. Like, how are you saying just based on who he chose to marry,
Mhm.
now he can't speak?
True. And everybody, but like the haircut's a haircut, and the haircuts are things. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I'm sure his mom is black, his dad's black, but it's not the same for that's not the fate for everybody. And there is a so my wife's Italian, right? She's first generation.
Okay,
So, she has her own culture, Italian culture. Like she just came over, right? But,
copy.
you see us that like attach ourselves to, white women as a pedestal, like, oh, I only talk to white women. And they look at that as like,
Mm,
you know what I mean?
yes,
So like and you could tell based off his RGG's tweets and posts, that's how he kind of looks at that.
right.
Right. And that's how you attach yourself to it. Then you have to feel a certain kind of way about yourself. So
Yeah,
both things can be true at the same time.
same time.
Like you can't make the snap decision where it's like, oh, he's with a white woman. He doesn't know about black. He can't speak on it. 'Cause that's not case for all cases.
Right.
But based off the other stuff and that, you're like, okay,
You're right. So you got to throw in the corny factor, which is his.
yep,
Nothing to do with who he married.
nothing. That's just him
He's just
first.
corny.
Yep, corny plus others. Because it's different than Russell Wilson, right? It's not the same.
Different. It
It's
is
not the
different.
same.
It is
Russ is
different.
Russ.
Right.
Period. That's him. This dude, it looks performative.
He looks for it and he
Yeah.
leans in
He leans
hard.
into it. Yep.
So I
Yep.
feel like on this, Ryan fell for it.
Yep. Yep. He got the clicks, he got the bait, and then he's able to turn it into a, don't bring white and
Yeah.
fans. And he was
Right.
able to flip the narrative
He sure
where
was.
Ryan Clark and then now people calling this dude to get fired because he made a statement he shouldn't make.
So can we
Bad
say
or good, what was the point?
that RG went full Karen?
Oh, yeah, but okay. I, this is the thing with the carrot stuff.
Okay.
The carrot stuff is really performative. I think they feel that shit in the moment. We find
Mm,
that shit hilarious, but I
right.
think in the moment, like they're in that shit. RG3 is a game plan thing. It's like I'm gonna say this, get some clicks, right? I'm gonna capitalize on this Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark thing, right?
Right.
Boom, Ryan Clark took the bait. You know, I'll get some more spins on this.
Right.
So that's his get up.
Okay. That's
That's
fair.
that's how I feel with that.
I just can't believe we took a week to 2 weeks of space in the world over a take foul.
Like, but like, unfortunately, I'm sure we'll get there at a certain point. That's how we look at WNBA because these conversations don't really happen with the NBA
That's a fact. If
like that.
LeBron fouls
Oh, equivalent, it gotta be Cooper Flag.
Cooper Flag,
Gotta
are
be
we
Cooper.
having this conversation?
Oh, no.
Ooh, he doesn't like Cooper, which
Right?
speaks to a bigger
But even
race
if he
problem.
did, but you hating him, so what?
Right.
That's part of sports.
What's the
And these are
issue?
athletes, right? These are athletes. Caitlin Clark's an athlete. Angel Reese also an athlete, less of an athlete, but still an athlete. Caitlin Clark, you know what I mean?
I don't get the big issue. I don't get it.
The issue's the hype around it
Right.
is, it's like for us is what we want to protect our own, right? Obviously.
True.
So it's hard for a lot of people to be honest that not that she's not good, she's in WNBA. You gotta be the
Right.
best of the best, right? It's a
Right.
small, but
But
she ain't Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin is the meal ticket.
And that,
Let's
but
be clear.
she is and on the court too, right? So, but it turns into that old it. People will line on both sides. You don't got to line on both sides. You can be honest. You have an honest conversation. Like what it is. It's a rivalry because Caitlin Clark is white, and like regular white. Anglo
Right.
straight.
Right.
Angel Reese
Right.
black. You know. Unfortunately, she's not as good as Clayton or close to it, so it can't be that kind of like competitive rivalry. So it turns into other stuff.
Yeah, it has to because if I'm not gonna put her game on blast, but
She knows her game. She puts on.
he's
She knows she do it on the court.
he's a hell of a rebounder. Is
Yeah,
a
right.
lot of those shots are hers.
First, she gonna break some records for offensive rebounds.
One way or the other.
I don't know what the put back attempt record is, but
Oh my gosh.
she up there.
But
But
speaking of that sports space and just being, I guess you would say, ebony in the sports space, the conversation gets crazy and diluted. So, what is your view on what happened to Shedeur on draft night?
um,
Was he being taught a lesson, or
yeah,
is
no,
he just not that good? And
nah,
why are we going crazy?
the lesson thing is crazy. Like, all right. So you heard about the Caleb Williams stuff with his dad trying to get him out the league and whatnot? Not out the
Yeah.
league. All right. So they drafted this kid first overall. He
Yep.
didn't want to play on the team.
Right.
They
He didn't
gave,
want to.
they
He
gave
did
like
not want to
they
be a
gave like a
bear.
$50 million lesson. So they don't teach lessons. They don't teach no
Not
lessons.
in business.
Yeah, nah. It's like, oh, we're gonna draft you. Say something, right? So I think, um, so this is my take. He's not so athletically. The game is at a different point in the NFL, right? It's not the same NFL for like 10 years ago.
Right.
Okay, he's a really good quarterback. He anticipates. He's a pocket passer. He's not mobile. He's not athletic.
No.
He doesn't have a big arm, right? But he's smart. And those players aren't getting drafted in the first round anymore. You're gonna draft like tools because the players need to move. You're gonna draft athletes
True.
first. First. I mean, look at Josh Allen. He didn't win a game in high school, not even Wyoming.
Right.
Dude is 6'5", 260. You draft the talent. You draft the athleticism. That's what the quarterback position is now. It can't be like but he's gonna have a long career,
Yeah.
because a lot of times you go for athletes first, they don't look at it, this kid from the Colts, Richardson.
Yeah.
So like he'll be in the league for a while.
He's
You
got the
know,
intangibles. I do
yeah.
see without reaching, but I see Bradiness there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he went to the Browns and not the Patriots. So, what I mean? That's the thing. It sucks why most quarterbacks that fall away to a good team. This dude fell to the Browns.
Yeah. But he fell to the Browns after another Oregon quarterback who's shorter,
Yeah,
some say not as good, was drafted to the same Browns
yeah,
ahead of him. And that's
yeah.
where the conspiracies start to come in.
More athletic though.
More athletic. More athletic. I will give you that.
More
I
athletic.
don't
But
think
that's
I
the
look
point. If you could, so and then on the back half, right? Shedeur is not. He has a good team around him, right? Let's say Shedeur does hit. They'll save some money with a kid that got drafted in the fifth round than like the fourth or the third or second. You know
this
what I
is
mean?
true.
But the flip side for Shedeur is like the Dak Prescott thing, right? Kirk Cousins, same thing. There's no fifth
Mm,
year option or quarterbacks gonna get drafted in the first round.
right, right.
They could. I mean, Dak Prescott get a banging ass contract every year because Jerry keep playing in his face. Like, I'll wait it out. Give me a $60 million franchise. All
True,
right,
true,
all
true.
right. Kirk Cousins the same way. It's like, all right, give me the franchise.
And
Boom.
Cleveland is hurting when it comes to money and quarterbacks because they on the hook for Deshaun's full contract.
230 mil.
So they needed
That's a
they
stupid ass
needed to keep you
contract.
on sale.
Goofy ass contract. Goofy ass contract. But like,
Destroyed the
so that's what
market.
it hurts. If you good and he got money, he's fine. He's gonna be in a good contract situation. Let's say this kid get hurt. Let's say he sucks and he plays well.
Hmm.
4 years, give me the contract.
Hmm. It's
There's
gonna
no
be
fifth year
pressure.
option.
It's gonna
Franchise,
be
good,
pressure.
60 mil. Okay.
How good does he look? Because people tend to forget. We know
Yeah.
football, so we know the
Yep.
pieces around. Like if you take away Travis Hunter, if you
Mhm.
take away
That
Horn,
was it. That was just it was a trap.
I'm gonna show Horn some love. I'm gonna give Jimmy Horn some love.
All right. All
But if you
right.
take away Travis, are we like,
Nah,
damn, look how nice he is,
the other flip side, right? You look at all the quarterbacks that come from big programs historically.
right?
Are they really that good as the ones who got to the spot from like lesser programs?
That's true. Mark
Look at these
Sanchez.
quarterbacks coming from Bama. They got all world receivers coming out. Only one to kind of do it was this kid from the Bengals. But like, look at his
Oh
receiver.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Look at the receivers he got.
Bounce around. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
you know what I mean. So it's like, unless you're gonna support them with that, so I'd rather the guy that like a Brady thing, right? The guy that did with less. Philip Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, yeah.
Those are the quarterbacks that did it with less. Sam Bradford at USC or Oklahoma, he didn't do shit. Matt Leinart, he do shit in the league.
Yeah, Mark
All
Sanchez.
those quarterbacks that came out of Miami when Miami was loaded.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
2000 team, not the
yeah.
80s.
The only one that had a notable career was Vinny Testaverde.
From the 80s, right? And after that, I mean the 90s, no 80s.
Yeah. After that,
Yeah,
it was quiet.
yeah.
Like,
Even in that Miami run, what was it? Oh, what's his kid's name? O'Don? Oh, what's his kid? The 6'5" quarterback they had when they were nice. That's my point.
right.
That's my point.
But they have Dorsey. He didn't.
Dorsey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing.
You know what I mean? Throwing to Santonio Holmes, Andre Johnson.
Right. Yeah.
So
I
give me
like
the
to believe
quarterback that produces in a small program. That's usually gonna be a good quarterback.
that's a fact. So then, speaking of his only weapon,
Uh-huh.
have you seen what our friend did this weekend? Congrats, Travis.
You love who you love.
You
You,
love
you
who you love.
congratulate him or her?
Hmm. I'm clapping. I'm clapping for love. I'm clapping
Got
for
for
love.
love. If he's happy,
If he's
boy,
and he is happy.
you can tell by that cheese.
I ain't never seen. Listen, that black man is happy.
That's a smile, man. Good for
Man,
him.
she
Good for him.
got Travis, and she got a Benz. You see, I ain't
I
never seen
saw.
wife get a car.
Listen, good for her.
We giving away G wagons for marrying me.
She picked the right one early. She picked the right one early.
She scouted
Everybody's
it
winning.
out,
Everybody's winning until they're not. So,
and I believe I see a baby bump.
I bet she would. Yeah, secure it. You got
Double
double secure
down,
it.
double down.
You gotta have alimony and child support. You can't. You got double down, dude.
I'm
Yeah, man.
50-50. I want to mind my business. I want to mind my broke business.
The social.
But then there's a part of me that's like, there's so many things that point to just do the prenup. That's all.
And it's not just. I think people get upset by the connotation of a prenup, but like it's protection. You
That's
know,
all it is. It's insurance. You get a car,
protection.
you get
You
insurance.
get insurance. Everything else is just
That's
protection.
it.
Yeah,
I
you
could
can't never
care
knock
less.
anybody for protection. You shouldn't feel a certain type of way for want to be protected.
That's all. That's all.
So yeah, I never knock that. I
The
think
smile on that man's face says, mind your business. I'm
and
happy.
but like if you live your life for social media, they have like a reality show and shit, then you can't be upset by people giving their opinion.
That's true.
If you out there in the socials promoting, it's gonna come with all kinds of opinions. So
Look, they logged off for a while. We ain't seen and hear from him for a minute.
what should be? I think he should be doing that anyway.
She was depressed. She was crying herself to sleep, according to what Travis said.
He was probably more depressed.
And she was drinking. Yeah, oh yeah.
I'm sure he got it way worse. But listen, you gotta have the right dudes around to tell you some stuff. But he looks happy.
He looks happy. She
He
just
looks
got to
happy.
be careful. You don't get out and say that he's not your type. And you definitely don't tell people that he drops you off at parties and waits outside. That's
But
just
what's the repercussions?
mm,
Like who's just like we have to have dudes around. They have to have women around to say, "Hey, listen, go about this way, go about that way, go about this way."
true. And
And
there should be a level of coaching, much like when young men go into the NFL and they
yep,
get taught the do's and
coached
don'ts.
up.
There should be a class for her as to when to stand, when to sit, when to
Yep.
not complain, when to, what not to say when a camera is rolling.
Because these Cameron P ain't your friends.
They're not your friends and they
They're
can't wait
trying to
to
get some
go.
clicks.
They're
They're trying
just
to get
trying
some
to get
clicks.
some clicks and they got some
Yep.
clicks.
They
But
got
they
them.
looked great. The wedding was beautiful.
It seemed like I saw pictures against my will. So
You were
never
kidnapped?
go looking for this shit. I'm like,
It's
scrolling.
everywhere. Wonderful dress. She looked phenomenal.
Listen, I saw a big ass smile in every fucking picture. I see
Every
anything else.
picture. And
As
of
soon
course,
as
he
I
was
saw that,
dancing, doing a jig, a lot of
of course,
TikToks going on. You know,
television.
he let his hair down. It looked great. And I loved the G Wagon. I thought it was a wonderful gift.
Yeah, people
I
like
was
that.
just kind of surprised. I didn't know you
Were
get the
you
ring and the car. I was surprised that she got the car at the wedding.
from
I was
him?
sure there was a car.
From him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess so. He's
Renard,
rolling in it. It's not like people act like he was a millionaire when he signed that contract.
He
He was
got
a
money.
millionaire in Colorado.
Yeah, he got money in Colorado. These
He
kids
was
are
he got
crushing.
paid.
Yeah, these kids they
And
need some
I
excited at some point, but it's Wild Wild West out there.
So then, speaking of marriages and one successful one, we also have a divorce playing out in our face. What you got for Remy Ma going at it with Pap?
They not divorced yet?
They're not, but he filed a couple days ago.
Just now?
Yeah, and
I thought they been divorced.
this is what I got against my
I
wife.
thought they
This
been
information
divorced.
because she posted that he didn't file until like last week.
I thought they been divorced based off
Um,
everything I've been seeing.
yeah, I mean, supposedly she's been dealing with this dude for years.
That's what I meant. I thought it was like I thought they been so I mean, shout out to Papoose, man. He got a certain type.
Yes, he does.
He
That
got
we
a
cannot deny.
And listen, and that type don't feel like it's not dramatic, but I guess some people, him not being a drama dude, he'll mind the drama around him. But that feels both those just feels like drama.
They are two powerful women. They're
Yep.
so powerful, strong,
Yep.
stubborn. It looks like women that are cut from a different cloth,
Yeah, man.
and he likes that.
Good for him. Good for him. That feels like a whole lot.
They are posting back and forth about he's broke. She said he pawned her jewelry for money, and
Which is crazy because while she was locked up, he held it down.
he held it down.
You
Now
know?
he's talking about he wrote all the raps. I don't know what to believe.
I mean, I hope not all. It was some trash.
I'm like, oh,
I can see some help.
yeah.
Hope
Like I don't see
Papoose,
anything where I'm like, damn, Remy.
yeah, but like that's tough because she got off. He never really got off like that. Like dudes who listen to mixtape no papoose.
Right.
That's the extent of it.
But you couldn't see, like, I didn't look at whenever he started writing the raps and saw this, like, wow, she really is stepping her game up.
That's why I said I hope not.
As compared to like,
I remember very bad Martin. I remember rapping
right. And I was
the
like, oh,
tracks.
this
And they
this
was all right.
sounds yeah, this sounds about right. As
The beat
opposed to
itself,
the
the
other
beat
day I had a
itself.
conversation about Little Kim.
Okay.
And you could tell when Biggie died, her rap career died.
Yes.
Because Hardcore was the third Biggie album.
Yep. And then all that hell.
Whenever whoever started ghostwriting and she wrote,
Cam wrote some stuff too.
who
Oh no, Cam wrote for no, he wrote the whole track. Crush on you. So
who
they
wrote that?
Cameron.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, yeah. If you
Okay.
hear, you can tell. If once you play it back in your head,
That makes
you can
sense.
tell. Yeah, you 100% tell. Especially
But
when Lil
Biggie,
C start rapping.
right. But
Uh,
Biggie has a heavy influence on that album.
yep.
And
Yep.
I don't know what was the name of her albums after Hardcore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know tracks, albums
Do you
on.
know the name of the album? Like we all know Hardcore.
Yeah, hardcore. That came out at the right time for me. I was in junior high school.
Mm, yeah. What okay, here's
Yeah.
one question.
All right.
Was it padded or not? Album cover.
I would come into some shit, but
Boy, that album cover, depending on where it's at, went through some things.
oh
It's
shit.
hanging on by a thread.
When that came out, 97?
90, was it 90? It might have been. Man, that's a good question. Definitely
97 or 96.
90.
Definitely like 97 or 96. Either way, that was a peak year.
That was the peak. That
Peak
was
year
the
for me.
peak.
That was seventh grade. That was seventh or sixth grade.
It wasn't going to get no better for her.
No,
And once Biggie died, you knew it wasn't going to get no better.
it's a wrap.
It was
It's a
over.
wrap. So now I can't even tell you based off anything Remy Martin did when Papoose was writing.
Mm.
That's not even something I claim about Papoose. I just let that shit slide.
Yeah, I don't think it all would be like, yo,
People know that shit,
guess who wrote her verse
right?
for Lean Back?
God, I hope that wasn't him. Oh, that was Fat Joe. I was just assuming it was Fat Joe the whole time.
I assumed that too.
I was just
Because there was a
assuming.
lot of subpar shit going on.
Aggressive.
I was This fits for Fat Joe.
Like, all right, yeah, it's like a Fat Joe track. The beat is tough.
Because I don't know, name Fat Joe's hardest record where you were like, damn, he could spit.
Just by himself.
With
I tell you what. I got tracks that I play, or he has like three or four
Oh,
tracks. It might even be from the same album.
oh, yeah,
Good.
yeah, I'm good.
He got like three or four tracks. It might be from the same album. Is he if he went through a run? It might just be one album. He was releasing some dope shit. It was at the time he was beefing with 50.
Hmm.
He had a run. Not like a little Wayne run, but he had like a run.
Now was that run happen? Was Pun alive?
No, this is after. This is way after Pun.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Cause
this is when he made that line. They thought I stole Pun's rhyme book. Yeah,
yeah.
now yeah, like so much more was dope. Um, why am I dumbing out on these? Yeah, he has tracks. I could pull up my phone, but I got a whole list. Yeah, Pun, but like outside that little run, you know, Fat Joe, he's all right.
Yeah, he's okay.
He needs the tracks.
He needs
Everything goes with it.
he needs production. He is a
Who,
production
who,
guy.
who's the dudes that do all this stuff? He had those twins or like those brothers?
Damn, I know exactly. Not track masters. Damn,
No.
on the book. No,
Cool. Cool and
Who hurt?
nah.
No,
Fuck.
Cool Dre.
Anyway, but nah, he needs the tracks. He needs the production.
He needs production. He
And
does.
just like
I
Remy
know
Ma,
Scorch did a lot of his stuff, didn't he?
a bunch of it. Yup.
Scorch did a lot of his
Cool
stuff.
and Dre.
Yeah, that's
Cool
it.
and Dre. Alchemist, all of them. He need the help.
He needs the help.
He need the help.
He needs the help. So it's not. So we're not gonna. Well, I guess we have to credit Papoose because he's saying credit me.
That's something he won. At least he has some hit tracks in there. He ain't got no hit tracks himself. he, got,
Yeah,
he
he
got the
doesn't.
alphabet freestyle.
As good as Pap is,
But
there's
like
no album.
you get that with lyricists. Like as dope as Cassidy was, he never had an album.
That's true.
As dope as Fab was, he never had like an album.
Can we go Loso's way or that's not enough? Yeah, I no, I feel you. I feel
Oh,
you.
but
Because
he
I
never
love Jada Kiss.
Jada.
He doesn't have an album.
He don't have Styles had an album.
Styles does have an album.
Styles got an album.
Styles does have an album.
You
You are
know, so it's interesting. Like they just like putting the album together is such a like I knock Drake. I make fun of Drake all the time, but like
Drake
he
has the
got
formula
albums.
though.
You know, Wayne got albums. You know,
Yeah,
these dudes
yeah.
got albums, and they not my. I mean, Cameron's my favorite album. He got an album. He got two. You know,
Yeah, I love Kim.
but like it takes more than just being like a lyricist.
Yeah, you gotta sell that shit.
You know, everything come with it. Oh, you gotta with the Diddy stuff. You gotta be careful
Shit.
with it. You might have to be at a party and get off.
Speaking of,
You might have to be at a party.
you've been following the trial.
I've been
Think of
second. I've been hearing some stuff, and
Love,
it's.
aka Baby Oil, aka Freak Off.
I try not to kink shame, but it seems like it's been
Listen, if you thought you was a freak, anybody in the world that thought, yo, I'm a freak, I'm a freak. When you heard what
that was
you
that.
need to step your
Yeah,
shit up.
only the kink shame. That's what he into. That's what he into. That the issue isn't the kink stuff. It's the other stuff. And it's hard to separate it,
It's
right?
hard.
It's hard to separate it. But like the issue is the assault, the abuse.
Okay.
A one man Rico is also crazy, but
One
like
man Rico is wild.
one man Rico,
One man Rico.
is also crazy. A Freako is crazy, but like it's you'll go to jail for doing freaky stuff.
That's true.
It's hard to
You know,
separate it.
they say that this is just this is how they lay the groundwork for the real stuff.
I feel bad for Cassie's husband. That's
Now, so when you hear your wife talking about the sores in her mouth and people urinating in her mouth,
yeah, that's hard to come. I'm not mature enough. I'll say that. I'm not mature enough.
you gotta go. That's it.
I don't have that level of maturity to be like the past, the past. I don't. I,
So here's the play because he had to have seen some sores in her mouth before. According to her, she was
is he
doing this
feeling? Is he
while dealing
feeling?
with him.
It's either lie yourself, I guess, if you're already in.
I
You
think
know,
he's in it for the money. That's my thing.
you think he is?
I think he's gonna stay until the dust settles. They raise the kids for a few years, and then he'll take some alimony and be good with it.
Yeah, listen, we'll see.
It's not like he didn't know. This was a man hired by Diddy to work with her.
Yeah, but I feel like he knew some stuff, but not the details of it.
You don't think before the trial she was like, "Babe, I gotta tell
No, the hell no, no. You know, hell, you think she, no, 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 no.
you." You don't think she
Hell
sat
no,
down and was like,
hell no,
"I
hell
gotta
no,
tell you
no,
something."
absolutely not. We would do that. Absolutely not. I bet you. Well, maybe they won't come up. Well, maybe it won't come up. When it comes up, I'll deal with it. If it don't come, it don't come. Ain't no way. Ain't no way that was a hate listen. This might come out conversation. None.
No, you don't think it was,
Hell no.
babe. You don't think
No.
she definitely? I think she definitely said, "Listen, they peed in my mouth, babe." I think she said that. I
I
think
don't
she
believe it.
definitely.
Nope. 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 I don't
So,
believe that.
so where do you sit? Do you sit at the table where Cassie was a young girl who was totally taken advantage of and groomed, or Cassie was a and a victim for sure,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
Cassie was an opportunist and she went too far?
I think once this is me, this is my personal thoughts on it. I think once there's an age discrepancy like that is grooming and whatever comes from grooming is grooming. I think once you're an adult male, what was she like 19, 20, something like that?
Yeah, she was 18,
18. Yeah, she's a kid.
19 when she started messing with Diddy, I
Yeah,
think.
that's a kid. You know what I mean? So I think that right there is already a problem. And once you start from that place, everything else is like victim shit. You know what I mean? Because like at
Because you're
that age,
already in,
yeah, you're already and you're a child. That's a
right?
child.
And once you're there, they lock you in. You're
Yeah.
locked into a childlike mind state.
Yeah, and even if she was like complicit in it and all that stuff, it's hard when you're a child and you're trying to like impress this old dude. You know what I mean? Like
So
that's
freak.
it's yeah, it's you know, it's, nah, that's freak shit. That's a kid. So no, I don't. I mean, whether she's pussy or not, once the age discrepancies like that, I try. I can't even fault her. You know what I mean? You
I'm
can't. It's hard to.
I'm 98% victim and all the things, and
Yeah.
it's horrible. And I leave 2%. Here's where I leave the 2%.
Mhm.
At 18, 17 going on 18, or somewhere in that area, you meet Ryan Leslie.
Yeah.
He's 26.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is horrible already.
Also crazy.
And you're with him, he's creating
Yeah.
your sound, he puts you on YouTube, you get a
Mhm.
little traction, and then
Yep.
Diddy's like, "Oh, who's this?
Yep.
Introduce me." And
Yep.
then he does the Diddy shit, snakes Ryan,
Yep.
gets
Yeah.
him about the paint, and is like, "Nah, you with me now. I could."
Yeah.
And I feel like on that level, she was like, "I've gotten this far with Ryan. Diddy could take me to another level."
Yeah.
I'm
But it's still, but it's still manipulation of. So like case in point, like if let's say the NIL shit, right?
all right.
We got a star at like fucking let me get a small school like Rice.
Okay.
Receiver put on numbers right. They play Texas. They play UT, right?
Okay.
UT blows them out. This receiver like cooks them, right? The coach, and Rice been like really good to this kid,
Okay.
right? They gave him Rice money, really good to the kid. Puts up numbers, playing style, great coaching staff. One of the assistants at UT hit him. I was like, listen, we got this for you, right? Come to UT.
Come to the portal.
Come to UT. You know what I mean? Come to UT. UT got 1,000 7-star receivers. Come to UT. We promise you're going to play. Right? As a kid,
Yeah.
because you're still a kid, you're like, yo, it's my chance.
Right. I gotta leave Rice.
UT know they got a bunch of receivers. This kid might even play. You know what I mean? Are we going to really put the fault on the kid or like not the people around him?
Mm. So there's also where my 2% is.
Mhm.
Where's your parents, your friends,
Not there.
cousins?
Not
No
there.
one steps in.
Because she's the come up.
She's the.
Just like the kids of the bag in the league in the right?
I'm gonna be quiet and get the benefits.
Yep. The kids are the come up. Say all this stuff is just is taking advantage of kids.
Cause she did say I didn't want him to do it with another girl.
Yeah.
Cause she's getting the private jets, the
Yeah.
fly cars,
Yeah.
the cell
Yeah.
phones. the life, the red carpets.
All
Who's
that shit.
giving that up?
All that shit.
And all
And then
you gotta
sometimes I
do,
overhand right. You know, all right, I take it to over.
all you gotta do is take a couple of body shots and some piss in the mouth.
Private jet. You know,
And
it's all
some,
right.
all right, so
Everybody.
then you got the list of male. How crazy is it if a you're in the back pages of Craigslist or whatever,
Yeah.
you get the call, and they're like, yeah. Yeah, it's a nice voice. Okay, come through, and I
Mhm.
got such and such amount. You're like, all right, cool, and you
Yep.
roll up, and you like, now I'm gonna say maybe they don't notice that it's Cassie, because who the
Right.
fuck knows who Cassie is?
Okay. Yep. At
So
that
he's
point.
like, okay, I'm gonna have fun with this girl, and they're gonna pay me. And then this person in a hijab rolls in the room.
Each
You don't know who this is.
so, so black dude.
Some black dude in
So
a
black dude.
hijab sits in the corner, and he's like, yeah, do this, do
Yep.
that, more
Yeah.
oil, more oil,
More oil.
more oil.
Most oil. Give me more
Yeah,
oil.
more all the oil.
Finish.
And,
Finish. All right,
and
we'll be
you
back. You stay there.
and then you peep somehow, maybe the hijab comes off and you're like, oh shit, it's love.
Listen, what you answer in those messages, I think you're down for anything at that point.
This is true. This
If
is true.
if that's where you're at, ain't like they met him in a club.
So are we at the level of freak where we look at Puff and say, there's a line? Because at what point do you say, okay, like, okay, I'm gonna have my girl rub semen of
Listen,
another man on my chest?
again, I could never. But like, as long as it's consensual, I'll try not to kink shame. I could never. I can't even imagine. I can't even. I can't even fathom that. That's never been a thought process in any scenario in my life at any point in my life.
Right, like you know what'd be really cool if he does this and then you take some of it and you put it on me. You just
What you want to hear some fucked up shit? You go find shit fucked up too.
oh boy.
Kinks are hereditary.
Oh
Put
no.
that in your noggin.
Which means
For everybody.
wow. Wow.
The weird shit'll fuck you up.
Wow. Oh God. Oh, oh man. Oh,
Yeah.
oh man. Yeah, thanks. Thanks.
You're welcome. Yeah, I didn't hear it, so everybody got to hear it now.
Yeah, I'm just not going kink shame. You're
There
right.
you go.
I'm just not going kink shame. I'm gonna leave
Yeah, that's crazy. That's that. Not for me, but it's actually that's the thing. Yeah, I'm fucking everybody's like that. My day got fucked. I'm fucking everybody's day.
because what's next? Like, is there a level that this can go to where you're like, I'm disgusted?
Man, I don't even try to think about what's worse than that. Once you're there already, you gotta be creative for other shit. You gotta be too creative. That's too
Like,
creative.
what comes after this?
You heard Biggie's song?
God.
You heard Biggie's song?
Wait, which one? Because Biggie.
Nasty Girl. You remember the intro?
Oh, I shits on the yeah. Oh my God. Let's see. Oh,
See, you keep going. There's more. There's always more.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I just hope at no point do they say, and then we went to Dubai.
Well, I stand in practice for
That's
them.
standard behavior for those.
Yeah, man, that's Baja. That's normal.
Relevant.
That's Wednesday. That's just Wednesday. So is it Wednesday at 3 o'clock? Bring them
Oh my God. This is bad.
in.
We're gonna stop it right here.
Here we go.
Listen, man. Great to see you, man.
Yeah, man.
Love the takes.
Of course.
UCB. Thank you, Mr. Warner. Now my whole weekend is fucked up.
Good, man. That's how I leave it. Enjoy your Sunday. Enjoy your Sunday.
UCB signing off. Salute.
All right.